one problem today that are keeping too many people awake at night is the status, which I call the zero status, of feeling low self-esteem, not good enough. And deep down inside, they wanted someone to believe in them. This belief, which I call them as limiting belief, because they limit what they can do. They limit the potential that they can achieve in their life. And these limiting beliefs are being made, created by themselves, subconsciously. I want to be the connector that can connect you and help you to unlock your potential capability and eliminate or at least minimize all these limiting beliefs. My mission in life is to become a message to change this world through healing, through connection, so that people can achieve a fulfilling life that can bring values to themselves, their loved one, and everyone else around them. I'm so excited about this 6 series of online course. Into crisis, onto champion, building characters. This is the best time now when, with all the virus going around, the COVID-19, different countries are going through some lockdowns. We are facing changes in our life. And for some of us, this, in fact, most of us, this is a crisis that we're going into. But crisis or not, we can come out as a champion. But in order to do that, we need to build characters. You see, become a champion is not about having some life skill or some skill that you acquired. No, it's about you becoming someone deep from inside you. That's why building character is something that's so important. This 6 series of courses, we're going to talk about the 5 most important characters that we need to build on so that we can go into the crisis and become a champion. Changes for growth. Changes is inevitable. You leave a piece of paper on the table without touching it. One day it will turn brown. How about putting a piece of vegetable on the top of a kitchen cabinet or kitchen table? You'll see what happens after a few days. Even when we are not doing anything, change is happening all around us. Changes is inevitable. This is a street in Ipoh, Malaysia. Today, this is how the street is. There are changes everywhere. Standing still is still moving backwards. Some people think that, hey, if I don't change, if I just stand still, then it's okay. No, but even standing still, but you're not changing, you are actually changing. You're moving backwards. You see, changes is inevitable. And therefore, growth is intentional. We need to be intentional about growing. And this is such an important concept that we need to understand. The mindset for growth. We need to have this correct mindset. Many of us, we have this fixed mindset. We think that to grow, we need to have a mindset of a leader, or we need to have a mindset of a strong man or a champion. We need to have, adopt somebody, an idol, a role model mindset, and we say, hey, we need to have that mindset. But that mindset is a fixed mindset. Unless we have a growth mindset, then we will have a mindset that's set for growth. I'm sure many of you have heard about the story of the rabbit, the hare, and the tortoise. Going for the race. What happened? We know how the story goes. We know that in the end, the hare was running so fast, and then in the end, you look back and saw the tortoise was like, it's still almost at the beginning line. Oh boy. The hare decided to take a nap and sleep. Say, hey, it's okay. I have a lot of time. Of course, we know how the story ends. The tortoise won the race. Many people said, hey, this story, the moral of the story was telling us to, be determined, be persistent, stay on the race, don't give up. But have you ever questioned this? Why did the tortoise agree to the race? It seemed to be a losing race. Why? Why did the tortoise agree to it? The tortoise have a growth mindset. Say, hey, there might be a opportunity, there might be a possibility I might win the race. The tortoise do not have this fixed tortoise mindset. He had a growth mindset. Mindset is like a belief. It's about can or cannot. It's about will or will not. For example, if you say that I'm not a maths person, and that belief act as an easy excuse to avoid any practicing of maths. Now, the fixed mindset will prevent you from falling. Because you don't practice math, you will not fail. Because you know that you're not a maths person. But in the short run, yes, it might be good, but in the long run, it will hinder your ability to learn, to grow, to develop new skill. Someone with a growth mindset will be willing to try maths, even they failed. No, they failed at first. They will see failure as an indication that they need to improve. They will see the signal that, hey, this is something I'm not good at. I need to do something about it. That is the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. So today, you need to ask yourself this question. Are your belief, your mindset holding you back? Let's watch a video. Clearly, your mindset will hold us back if you have the wrong mindset. We believe things about ourselves like it's hard for me to lose weight. I'm not good with numbers. I'm not a natural sportman or woman. I'm not creative. No, it's so clear that with this type of fixed mindset will cause you to avoid experiences where you might feel like a failure. As a result, you don't learn and you don't grow, and it's hard to become better. We need to have mindset to grow. Growth mindset is so different. When it comes to challenges, they will embrace challenges instead of avoiding it. When meeting with some setbacks, they will persist and they'll never give up. When putting efforts to change, effort to grow, they will see it as a mastery instead of fruitless if it doesn't result in what they are looking at. When it comes to feedback, especially negative feedback, they will want to learn and will not ignore. And the growth mindset in terms of community, they will see it as an inspirational and not as a threatening situation. Look at the picture of a plant. This plant is growing out. But as it grows out, there is a stone. What did the plant do? They go around it. It's not going to stop him. It's not going to stop the plant from growing. That is growth mindset. In facing challenges, a growth mindset have this attitude of being steadfastness. They are sure, they are dependent, they are reliable. They will be constant, they will not waver. Why? Because they understood. They understood something that strength does not come from what you can do, but it comes from overcoming what you thought you could not. And that is facing challenge. It's facing challenge, and it's not about hey, do I have the strength? No, it's not about asking whether you have a strength. It's asking the right question is that if I can overcome it, I will be strengthened even more. That is growth mindset. When I think about facing challenge, there's a man who was fired from the newspaper for lacking of imagination. And the newspaper said that he has no original ideas. Guess who this man is? He's none other than Walt Disney. Today we enjoy so many of his cartoons and movies that is full of imagination and full of original ideas. How about another man who was not able to speak until he was 4 years old? And his teacher said that he would never amount to much. This man grew up to be Albert Einstein. Another man, his fiancée died. He failed in his business, had a nervous breakdown. In all 8 elections, he was defeated. He became the 16th president of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. All these men faced challenges, but they never give up. They never have this fixed mindset that, hey, I can't do it. They believe that strength comes by overcoming and not that you need the strength to do it. Second thing, during the setback. There's a verse in the Bible, it's interesting. It said in the book of Proverbs in chapter 24, verse 16, he actually said that for the righteous falls 7 times and rises again, but the wicked stumble in times of calamity. Yeah, when a righteous falls 7 times, what they see is that I need to stand up. This is growth mindset. I see standing up. And so if I'm now in the position of falling, I fell. I need to stand. The wicked, as the Bible says, is stumble in times of calamity, in time of hard times. What they see is not standing up. What they see is hard times. And when we see hard times, we see hard times. When we see standing up, we see standing up. During a setback, you are the one who decide what you are going to see. First thing first, don't panic. A lot of us, when we come face to face with setback, when we encounter some setback, we get discouraged. We get panic. Say, you see, I can't do it. And we get panic. First thing first, don't panic. It's okay to fail. It's okay to fail. Many people, we saw the example of 3 men who had failed in dealing with setback, but they became great men. Secondly, they understood mistake is an opportunity to learn. And that's what it is. Today, we need to understand setbacks are setups for major comebacks. Because setback help us get stronger. Setback help us to learn from our mistake so that we grow. So that when we come back, we are more than who we used to be. Giving efforts. Remember, let's learn a lesson from a child. Look at this painting. A painting drawn by a child. You ask a child, what's the painting? He will proudly tell you that this painting is what and what and what. And they are so proud of their creation. They paint like Picasso. The word were way better than best. That's what it is. And that's what it is, for a child. But let's learn. And that's what happened when we learn a child, and every one of us have an inner child in us. It's like having fun. This is a fun cycle. Remember when you have fun, we like to do it more often, and we get better at it. And then in the end, we get better result, and then we decide to do to have more fun, and this is the fun cycle. Same with a child. I mean, like a child painting, and they have so much fun in painting, and they will love to do it more and more, and then they become better and better as a painter. They paint even better painting, and then they get better result, and then they have more fun in it, and it's a fun cycle. But all of us have an inner child. We can learn from our child. How about the competency cycle? We need to have more confidence, and we need to do it more often. The more often we do, the more effort to put in, we get better at it. And when we get better at it, we get better result. And when we get better result, we have more confidence, and then we'll do it more often. But it's all going to start off by us having this confidence that we need to do and put in the effort. We need to do it more often. If not, as we grow older, we forgot about this inner child. We decide what is our strength and what is our weaknesses. And for those areas that were weak, we usually choose not to put in too much effort, because so that it will not turn out fruitless and waste of time. I know for myself, I grew up as a very introvert child. And so I'm quiet. I felt excluded most of the time. So what did I do? I picked up hobbies like doing jigsaw puzzle, like reading. Yeah. But those habits, those hobbies are exactly putting me into more introvert. I will avoid at all costs any sports, because it will make me look bad. But with this style of mindset, I will not put in effort on all those things that are weak in, because I know you'll be fruitless. You'll be terrible. But no, if you have a growth mindset, you will decide to put in effort in those areas that we're weak in. Out to now, you might wondering, hey, why are we talking about this growth mindset and fixed mindset when we're talking about character building? It's important, because if we want to build a character and if we do not have a correct mindset, it will be very difficult. Because hey, if you are not, let's say you're not a loving person, it will be, and you will feel that I will never be a loving person, and that is a weakness. And if you do not have a growth mindset in the very beginning, it will be very hard for you to embark on this journey to transform, to become the loving person that you can be. So it's really important for us to understand about growth mindset and fixed mindset. And then for feedback, receiving feedback. Feedback is information provided by someone. Can be your peers, can be your parent, can be, a teacher, can be some self-experience regarding your own understanding or your own performance. Some of us don't like feedback, but we need to learn to ask ourselves feedback like, hey, where am I going? Where am I going in all these things how am I going? Where to next? What's my next move? You need to get feedback from yourself and get feedback from others. Winston Churchill said this: criticism may not be agreeable, but it is necessary. It fulfills the same function as pain in the human body. It causes attention to an unhealthy state of things. It's so true. We don't like pain, but pain is necessary because pain, the human body, call us to attention, to attend to it and see what is wrong with it. Same way. Feedback, they're negative. We might not agree to it, but it is necessary because it helps us to know where our weaknesses and how we can grow. And finally, community. We think about a few areas: communication, relationship, collaboration, teamwork. These are the areas when you think about community. We cannot be a one-man island. If we want to grow, if we want to change, we want to embark this journey of transformation, we cannot be just a one-man solo loner. No, we can't. We need a community to communicate, to exchange idea. We need relationship, we need collaboration, we need teamwork. And that's one of the reasons why I have also created a Facebook tribes, where I invite people to come together in this community to be engaged, to come and learn and come and change idea, to encourage one another, to grow together. I know today there are many people are struggling with low self-esteem, struggling with I'm not good enough, struggling with I'm a loser, I don't believe myself, nobody believes in me. Those are limiting beliefs. Those need to be eliminated or at least minimized. But we need a community that inspires us to grow. After we can adopt this growth mindset, the next 5 classes I'll be talking about, the 5 characters that are very important for us to go into a crisis and to be able to come out a champion. The 5 characters we need to build: joy, patience, goodness, gentleness, and self-control. Today we talk about 2 things: the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. It's like the map of the world. They are making out of different small little parts to form the full map. For us, a man, a human being, we have little pockets of different little pieces. In all these pieces, we need to see. We need to put in the growth mindset and say, hey, is this a weakness that I need to grow? Is it a weakness that I need to change? Is this a weakness that I need to transform? And when you have pieced all together, you have a better picture of who you are supposed to be. We need to change. We need to cross over. And we need to cross over from the fixed mindset to a growth mindset. We need to take action. Let's watch a video. This boy, Ben, a young boy who due to the onset of cancer had been blind since 3 years old. He did not have this fixed mindset, say, hey, I'm blind. What can I do? No. He had a growth mindset. I'm going to overcome this. I do not want to stay blind. So use this technique of called the echolocation, the same method used by the bats or the dolphin to perceive their environment and use that. And he lived like a normal person. But today, life is not about waiting for the storm to pass. Instead, learn to dance in the rain. And this quote is so true. Crisis or not, we are not here to wait for the crisis to be over. Let's learn to dance in the crisis as a champion by building your character. That's all for today, and I hope to see you in my next class. Thank you.